The following tutorial is brought to you by WholeLoops.com.
It's production time. I'm Reid Stefan, realest puppet in the game. Today, I've got an extra special guest who's going to be showing us his top 5 favorite plugins that he uses to create EDM bangers like his brand new collab with Armin Van Buuren. So without further ado, introducing Luke Bond.
Hey Reid, thanks for
Luke.
having me on the show.
Welcome to the show. Thank you for coming, man.
Thanks for having me
So I heard you got some saucy plugins to share with us today.
Absolutely. So I'm going to be showing you today using the project file from my new track with Armin Van Buuren and Karra called Revolution.
Right.
We're going to be going through some of my favorite go-to plugins I use on all my tracks, which give it that extra sort of like EDM punch to it.
Right.
And I'm going to be demonstrating them today.
Well, let's check it out.
Here's the song, first of all.
Yeah.
So here we go.
Revolution by Armin Van Buuren, Luke Bond, and Karra.
1, 2, 3, let's go!
Okay, so let me put headphones on. So we're going to jump right into the project file now.
Let's do it.
Let's do this. So one of my first plugins I'm going to use, which is kind of a fun plugin, it's kind of funny as well, it looks great, it's called Endless Smile by Dada Life, who are quite a popular EDM act themselves.
Yep.
So if you're an EDM producer already, you probably would have heard of Sausage Fattener, which is the other plugin by these guys.
Yep.
A lot of people have used it. It's become quite like...
I just used that yesterday, actually.
Yeah? Okay, sick. Yeah, it's a great plugin. What Endless Smile kind of does, it gives you that kind of like build-up effect that you would kind of probably hear from a DJ using on like a DJ mixer, like a DJM or something. Right. But this lets you do it in your productions, and it's got some cool presets. So I'm going to I got it on the master chain here, and what I tend to do with it, I'll show you here. I use it on my build-ups just before the track's about to drop. Okay. So what we'll do here, at the moment you might be able to hear it, but I'm going to change the settings on it just so you can hear the different sort of settings, and it's kind of funny as well when it automates. It's entertaining for sure. Awesome. So what I'll do now, you can hear it before the drop. I'm going to put the power up on it, so the actual intensity of this, because the presets are super simple.
Yep.
So we've got face melting, we've got smack in the face.
That sounds simple.
Broken teeth sounds quite nice.
Quite simple.
Yeah, very simple. So let's see what it sounds like with some of these more intense ones. I wouldn't normally use these because these are you can hear these, but you can hear the effect. So. Bass mount is a pretty intense one. You can go like...
That's tight.
You kind of got like a low pass cutoff on there. I think there's some kind of like a pitch shifting effect in there as well.
It sounds like you're automating a lot of plugins, even though you're just automating one.
Yeah, exactly. There's definitely multiple parameters being adjusted when this is automated. It sounds really cool. I use it on all my tracks. It gives it that. I find cutting the low frequencies just before you're about to hit a heavy bass drop just gives it that much. The effect, you hear the difference in the effect much.
Creating some contrast.
Exactly. Yeah, it's got that yin and yang kind of thing to it, and it gives it more power. So that's Endless Smile. I use that, and you can use that on literally anything you want. I've used it on my master bus.
I want to try that on some hip hop music and see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely. You can use this on anything. Like you can get really creative with this. So that is Endless Smile. So my next plugin I'm going to go through is Transient Master, which is by Native Instruments. I use this all the time on my drums, even on my kick drums. On this one, let's have a look. So let's play the kick. I've got the kick here. So. Big EDM, big bass, big drum kick. A lot of power to that.
Yep.
So sometimes these, rather than compress them, I'd rather use a Transient Master just because I want to give it that extra little bit of punch without sort of crushing it or squeezing it too much.
Yep, and you want that punch in the beginning, not in the tail,
Absolutely, yeah. The tail's got loads of body to it already, and I don't want to touch that. I just want that initial transient to have that extra hit.
Yep.
So I'll put this on here, and it's a really simple. It's another really simple plugin to use. I just simply play with the attack. I put it forward like this. So you can hear it now. We'll start putting it up.
Hey, 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 hey.
That initial transient just starts to really punch through.
Yeah, there it is.
It's nice. This works particularly great as well because you should definitely be tuning your drums as well. So if you've got your sample tuned to the key of the track, which is what I always do, the Transient Master will bring out that extra punch. So where you've tuned it, you'll hear it even more. Right. Sounds great. So that one's Transient Master. You can use this on literally any drums, I would recommend. You could even experiment using this on some punchy synth sounds, like some bass stabs or something. To give those, because they sound really nice when they've got a good bit of punch to it. So I definitely recommend it for that as well. So you can just get, like, again, you can use it for all sorts of different.
Have you ever tried using it as a parallel plugin?
Does your mastering sound like hot trash? Have you wasted countless hours trying to finish your song with no results? Introducing Ozone Master Sauce, our cleanest and most powerful mastering preset ever for iZotope Ozone 8. Sauce up your song today with Ozone Master Sauce. Available now only at holoops.com.
I love using transient designers in parallel. Hit Command G on that one and see what happens. See if it turns into a phasey mess. I use what's it called? SPL Transient Designer for this same thing on hip hop beats, and I use it in parallel. I'm curious to see if this one does.
Well, if you run it down on a chain.
Yeah, and now just right click and create a blank chain underneath it.
Yeah.
Yep, right there. And hit create chain.
Oh, sorry, I've got a. Okay, cool.
And now turn that top chain down and see what it sounds like. Yeah. And now use that
You still like maintain the original transient kick, and then you've got the parallel on top, which kind of gives it this nice punch.
That's nice.
Yeah, another thing
I could try this one
you could even do is EQ the parallel, so you've maybe got some of the high end crunch pushed up a little bit and some of the low mids down a little bit, just to kind of give it that extra, extra punch. I think sounds great.
Transient designers are super key for mixing.
Oh, they're like the moment I started switching to using these, my mix downs like improved like within like a week or two. Like they got the difference in quality after using these. So much better.
Night and day difference on your drums.
Oh, absolutely. They're a must-have. I definitely recommend.
I think because when you throw drums through a limiter, like on your master, the limiter cuts off what the transient designer adds. So you almost need one if you plan on using a limiter just to make up for what the limiter is going to take away.
Yeah, I say with drums as well, you want to keep compression and limiting to an absolute minimum because like most of the time when you get these samples, they're already processed.
Yep.
You don't have to process them again.
Yeah.
So the reason why I like to use a transient master is because it doesn't cook it. Like you just put it on a little tiny bit, give it that extra punch to suit your particular mix you've got.
I love it.
Yeah, it's great.
Well, what else you got?
Okay, so next, let's go for a free plugin, actually. So this is by Polyverse, and it's called Widener. It's part of their Manipulator plugin, which is a paid plugin.
Hey, I did Manipulator in my last video.
I know, I saw it.
I'll put a link to that in the description.
There you go. So Widener is basically just the stereo Widener module as a part of Manipulator, but it's free. It's completely free.
Awesome.
You can go on their website, download it now, and it's a really good Widener. That's one of the things that stood out for me in Manipulate was how good and how easy the stereo Widener was. And
I used the Widener in my video. I loved it.
It's great. It's instant results. It's another really simple one. So I mean, let's try and maybe put it on Karra's vocal.
Oh yeah, we recorded that vocal here.
Yeah, it was done right in the studio, so we can hear it messed up a little bit more at this end now. So here's Widener. It's super simple. So let's solo the vocal so we can hear that. Okay, so this is the vocal.
We are a revolution.
Start messing around with this a little bit.
We are a revolution,
Maybe I'll use like a fuller vocal so we can go.
We are the ones that are high.
Sounds really nice. Yeah. And you could get really creative with this and automate it. So if you're doing like a vocal mix and you want to have certain parts of it sort of pan out,
or even a build up,
it'll just automate it and play with it, and it sounds really good. Like I find a lot of stereo like Widener plugins, there's so many like different parameters to set. Like to get quick results is not as easy as you think it would be.
Yeah.
There's other ones I've used like Stereo Savage, which is pretty good.
Yep.
But I find you have to really tweak it to get the right sound out of it. Whereas with this, and it's free, you just literally start applying it, and it sounds great, like straight out of the box.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a great plugin, and it's free. So there'll be a link in the description. Check it out for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. All the links.
Okay, so what we're going to go for next is a plugin by a friend of mine, actually, a guy called Standerwick, who's quite a popular trance producer, really good engineer. And he worked with SoundSpot to develop this plugin called Kinetic, which is kind of like a bus control plugin. So I would use this on. You can use this on anything to kind of like gel sounds together. It's like a preset mix bus compression, but with all the presets kind of defined for you, and it's good to get like nice sounds out of the box. So let's find like a bass line or something that's grouped, like a psytrance kind of bass, a little chuggy, triplet bass line. So we'll turn this up a little bit just for the sake of the tutorial. Okay, cool. So we can kind of chug all these sounds together. There's like a sausage fattener on it already, but
nice.
So here's Kinetic. I just throw out the presets that are in this. So maybe like a drive-in mid-bass group would be a good one, and then I would just tweak the levels in it. So you can already hear. I'll turn it off so you can hear the difference. Off.
Wow.
On.
Yeah, say hello to the mid-range.
Yeah, hello mid-range, and you can adjust the drive on it. It's kind of got you can give it that extra crunch sound if you really want. You really want to push it hard. And there's gain reduction going on there as well, so it also helps control your mix as well, just by putting these on sort of your groups, and getting them to sound right. Your mix will just sit overall way better.
That seems like some synth group sauce to me.
Oh, synth group source for tour, and you can use this on vocals. There's a female vocal preset. We could even try that now. Actually, let's try it on the vocal.
I'm curious to hear that on a voice.
The vocal does already have a lot of processing, but I think it'll still sound pretty cool.
Yeah, it seems like you dropped our wet acapella and then did more sauce.
I didn't need to do too much to it because you guys already did an amazing job of it already. So it was literally just a case of just some slight tweaks.
Yeah.
For it to sit in the mix, really.
Yeah, if sauce is good, more sauce is better.
Yeah, exactly. Let's spice it up. So we'll put this on the group. So we've got the Widener on there as well. So we can turn that down a little bit just because we don't need it that heavy. Okay. So.
We are the ones that are high. Our tidal waves crash as we sing.
It sounds really nice when you've already got a wet vocal with reverb on there, because you kind of have this suction effect. Yeah, you have that kind of suction effect around the reverb once the signal starts coming through, and then this starts kicking in. It gives it that kind of fattened up suction effect, which is a nice effect if you want.
I love that, especially for vocals that are supposed to be very processed sounding like this.
Yeah.
That just adds so much energy to the whole thing.
Absolutely, yeah. It kind of it just gives it that extra sort of spice to it. It's nice.
We are the ones that are high.
And you can adjust the reduction, so if I want to push this even harder, you can really crank it if you want to. And it's super cheap as well. I'm pretty sure this plugin's somewhere between $50 to $100.
We'll put a link in the description.
Yeah, we'll put a link in the description. It's a great plugin. I definitely recommend. And there's a sub bass one. I've started using this on all of my tracks now, just to help glue sounds together. And just experiment with it. You can even have one track preset that's designed for something else and try it on something different and just tweak the levels and see what comes out. Experiment with it. It's great.
That's what it's all about.
Yep, absolutely.
Awesome. So is that 5?
That's our 5 plugins.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to see a more in-depth look at how Luke produced this track, there's also a masterclass on the Armada website that you could check out. And if there's anywhere else online that you want to check out, Luke, Instagram, Twitter, what do you want us to follow you on? Yeah, basically my ID for everything is It's Luke Bond on Twitter, Instagram, everything. So yeah, and like Reid, you just mentioned, I do have a masterclass course with Armada Music. It's armadauniversity.com. Yes. And
you can buy it there. It's like €50. It's a good deal. And basically I take you through building one of these tracks from the complete ground up to a finished track. So yeah. Yeah, so there you have it. Luke's top 5 EDM banger plugins. Luke, thank you so much for coming on the show. Man. I appreciate it. We all appreciate you coming and sharing your sauce with us. If you got any questions or comments or would like to share your top 5 favorite EDM banger plugins, leave it in a comment below, and I'll catch you guys next time with another tutorial. Peace out. Thanks, guys.